This is going to be a demonstration of sampling techniques that we're working on in class. There's going to be 4 different sampling methods: simple random sample, a stratified sample, a systematic sample, and a cluster sample. So we're going to pretend we have a company that's got offices in Seattle, Budapest, Santiago, and Auckland, and we want to sample the executive salaries. And so we're going to say there's this many people, 21 in Seattle, and there's this many in Budapest, and this many in Santiago, and in Auckland. Now their salaries are not showing up because when you go to collect data, you don't know what the data is. But we need a way to sample. So we're going to start with a simple random sample. That's going to be done using the calculator. And we're going to seed the calculator to randomize our process. And we'll start by saying we're going to seed it with the number 25, which is just an arbitrary value I'm picking now. You click on 25, the store key, math, probability, and we want random numbers, so all we have to do is push enter, enter. Next, we're going to get our numbers that we need, so we'll click on math, probability, and we'll scroll down to number 5 and select it. And now what's expected here is your lowest number, which is number 1, your highest number that you could care to select, which is 71, and how many numbers you would like to select. Well, I like 10 numbers, but 10 won't fit neatly on the screen, so I'm going to select 5 and push enter. And now I got 5 numbers, and to get my next 5, I will push enter again. So got to be careful in uncovering data. So the first number we get is 46, and we'll select that one. That's followed by 29. Now we get 46 again. Well, because I want to select 10 different individuals, then getting the same individual twice won't meet that requirement. So I'm going to have to add another row to my random numbers, but we'll do that when we get there. So the next one is 52, then 12, then 9, then 1, then 39, and 13, 44. So that gives me 9 different numbers. So I need one more number here, and I click that twice, which I only needed it once. The other number is 59. And so now I have 10 numbers that have been selected, and that would be the data I would use to test a hypothesis. Another sampling method I can use is stratified. Perhaps I think that paying companies in the northern hemisphere will be different than that from the southern hemisphere. So I'm just going to select from the northern hemisphere first. That will be one strata, and then from the southern hemisphere second. So to do that, I'm going to seed with another number. So maybe I'll seed with the number 46. Store, math, probability, enter, enter. And then I'll go to math, probability, number 5. And I want to go from 1 to 39. And I want 5 numbers. And so what I get are the numbers 12, 15. Now 15 repeats, and I don't want it twice. 23, that repeats. So I need to make another selection of 5 just by pushing enter. So then I'll take 36 and 27, and I can disregard the other numbers because I got the 5 I want. Now I'll do it for the southern hemisphere, so I'm going to seed with the number, say, 89. Store, math, probability, enter, enter, and now we'll go to math, probability, and we'll go to number 5, random integer, and this time I want to go from a low of 40 to 71, and I want 5 numbers, and so I'll take number 51, 45, 41, 64, and 43. And that's stratified sampling, my 2 strata being the north of the equator and south of the equator. Next we'll do a systematic sample. Since we have 71 total executives and I want a sample of size 10, then in this method I'll take every 7th one. So for example, I might get, and I'll fill these in with yellow, I might start with the first one and then add 7 to that and take the 8th one and add 7 to that and get the 15th one and add 7 to that and get the 22nd one, etc. Or I might start with the second one and add 7 to that and get the 9th one, and add 7 to that and get the 16th one, and add 7 to that and get the 23rd one, etc. all the way through. Or I might start at the 3rd one. So the question becomes, I'm going to get numbers throughout, I just need to know where to start. So for this method, I need to randomize my starting point between 1 and 7 because I'm going to count every 7. So I'm going to seed my calculator, this time with a 63. Store, math, probability, enter, enter. Math, probability, random integer, and this time I only want one number that's between 1 and 7 because I'm going to count every 7, and I only want one number. So with systematic sampling, you're only going to take one number as your starting point, and this says I'm going to start at the number 7, so therefore this is my first one that I select, and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's my next one. Then I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's my next one. And I will take this all the way through, so the next one would be 28, then 35, and then 42, and then 49, and 56, and 63, and that's going to be it, because the next one would be 72. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We didn't quite get our 10. And in such a circumstance, I would just continue through the list and end up back here at 1. Most of the time it works out, but because 71 didn't evenly divide by 7, it didn't quite work out ideally. It's stratified, so they end up being spread throughout the whole population. The last sampling method is cluster. So I got an office in Seattle, Budapest, Santiago, and Auckland. I see that I have 4 different clusters. And the goal here will be just to select one of these clusters and then take all the data we have in that cluster. So I'm going to consider Seattle 1, Budapest 2, Santiago 3, and Auckland 4. So I will start by seeding my calculator, this time with the number, how about 75? Store, math, probability, enter, enter, math, probability, number 5. Now, because I only have 4 groups, I will go from 1 to 4. Those are my 4 clusters. And if I only want to select one of them, then I'll just enter a 1 here. If I wanted to select 2 of them, I would put a 2 in there instead. And enter. This says 4, so Auckland was my 4. So that means I'm going to take all my data from Auckland, which is all of that, and I would use this data to test my hypothesis or to find a confidence interval. That's a cluster method.